Alright, so we're back on the right side of the machine again, and the third option that we have for a suspension support to prevent the shock from collapsing is this unit here, our suspension limiter. This is for those shock configurations that don't have an exposed rod. They don't have the exposed half-inch rod. Some suspensions have a plastic sleeve over this rod, so you're not able to fit the puck over it. It's, you know, I think I've typically seen it, it's about the plastic rod is about a half-inch in diameter, or excuse me, 1 inch in diameter, and the puck just won't go around it, won't stay in place. So for those configurations, we use the suspension limiter. So what you do is you see that there's the bottom fingers are a little bit further apart than the top two fingers. So the wider fingers will go in this configuration for this shock will go up, and then the bottom fingers will go around the rod, the half-inch rod itself. Okay. Sometimes you might need to tweak these fingers to get them to go in between the coils because the coils are obviously at an angle. But in this case, it slides in there pretty decently, like so. Okay. And then we got our chain here with some flat bars welded to it, and that is what we bring around the opposite side of the coil spring. And then we have this rubber latch here, which we're going to pull tight and pull into place like so. And you do want it to be pretty tight. One of the things that I'll show you, take this back out, there are some different mounting positions for the end of the chain. So depending on the size of the coil, if you've got a smaller coil, obviously you'll come in this direction. If you've got a lot larger coil, you'll come in this direction, and that will give you some adjustment due to the different coil spring diameters. So we'll get this back in place, loop this around, pull it tight there. Okay, that should that one actually looks pretty good. So the benefit of the shock limiter is that it's easy to install and remove, but I would advise every time if you decide to leave the shock limiters in, every time you use the machine with the ground force, I would make sure to re-snug the connection, re-snug this latch. We have had some customers that have had to replace these because they fell off and they ran over them, which is another reason. That's probably the main reason that we painted these orange, so that they're easy to see if they do happen to fall out. But it's just something to keep in mind. If you do get a shock limiter, make sure that on a regular basis you're checking it to make sure everything is snug and tight and it's going to be held in place when it's in use. And that should do it.